Unmute. Okay. Let me check it out, dude. Can you hear the class? Should be live. Testing 1 2, testing 1 2. You good? Oh. Testing 1 2, testing 1 2. How about now? You hear? Huh? Okay, all right. Let me know. Put in the chat, let me know, okay? Yeah. What the hell is that? All right, Lord of Christ. All right. Lord of Christ. Put a 1 in the chat. I think everybody can hear me. Officer Zakshapar here. I believe everybody can hear me on the StreamYard. Put a 1 in the chat. Let's make sure. For the sound, anyway. All right. Sorry about that. All right. Look like we can hear it. Shalom. With Isupk started off 1 West, 125th Street, Harlem, New York, under Commander General Yohana, where we teach Blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians make up the 12 tribes of Israel. We start off 1969, teaching that the Blacks, Hispanic, and Native Indians are the greatest people that ever walked the face of this earth. You need to understand that we're teaching the Lashawan Qadash class, the original first language, man. You got to understand that. That's what we're teaching here. We're teaching the Hebrew, ancient, and the Assyrian language. I got the chart up here, trying to put it pretty big today so everybody can see it, you know. But anyway, we're in the Greenville, South Carolina location. It's more or less teaching the truth to our people about our original language. You know, when we got Hebrew is written from right to left as people check in. I see, let me see what we got checking in today. Let me see. Got Officer Sharp in there. Go man Calvin. Shalom, shalom. So how about Shimmy, how Sharp rock thumbs, all my brothers. And to my sisters, Yahweh Shema, Thaba Shimmy, how Sharp, to my sisters. And Isupk. We say shalom. Shar says it's okay, good. I appreciate that. But Hebrew is written from right to left. In other words, from right to left, just like you have right here. Abagada hawazaka tayakala manasa taza kwarashaka. The same thing here in the Assyrian. And we're going to make a contrast difference today. I'm going to go over some part of the language where we can show. I'm going to show the contrast between the Hebrew ancient language that we were taught a long time ago. And of course, when we got in captivity in the Assyrian language, for the sake of people who may not remember or understand or don't know. All right. It's the same sounds, But as you can see, look at these differences in there, the way it's written. I mean, even down here, you have 1, 2, 3, 4. You have the ka, the ma, na, the pa, the taza. Man, they come at the end of a word. So the Syrians really put us in I don't know, it's put us in an indifference of the original language. And we're gonna show a little bit about that. I'm gonna get into some things that'll show you those differences here in a second here. But that's what the class is gonna be about tonight. Of course, we'll have some time, we'll go over some other things also. But that's what Hebrew is. And Hebrew have like, you notice we're the only people on earth where you hear like you hear everything. Ba, ga, da, You're hearing You're hearing this right here. You're hearing that sound. Okay? And in Assyria, you're hearing this sound. You're hearing that sound, and that's an ah. All right? And then, of course, you're hearing one other sound, prevalent, that's dominant. You always hear the ah behind every what you would call consonant sounds. Ah, ba, ga, da, ha, wa, za, ka, ta, ya, kalamana, sa. Then you hear I. You hear something that says I, like this. And that's what an I looks like in the Hebrew, the original Hebrew, of course, the ancient Hebrew. But in the Syrian Hebrew, the I looks like this, like that. Okay? And that's the difference. You're either going to hear an ah at the end of those consonants, or you're going to hear an I. One or the other. Simple as that. Slot for a second. Let me get my trusted erasure. Slot me for a second here. Okay. And for people just starting out, just understand, some people call these, I guess you can call them vowels on I. You know, that's cool. Not a problem, you know. But that's what you're going to say when you say, and I always go over this every class because you have people just starting out. You have a word like this word. Type in the chat, you know what this word means. Of course, we'll write it in Hebrew. We'll write it in both languages, the ancient Hebrew and the Syrian Hebrew, because I want people to be able to learn both languages, which we're going to get into tonight. We're going to show you the difference between both of them. Okay? Arataza. Ah. Then you have Ra. And then you have Taza. Make sure. Yeah. We'll put the, sometimes I write the Assyrian over here. There we go. Ah, Ra, Taza. What does that mean? Anybody in the audience? Of course. We're going to write it over here in the Assyrian here. Ah. Okay. And we're going to show you what these little upside down Jews mean too. That makes a lot of difference. We'll show you that for people more or less in a beginner status, but really that's how you learn. You got to begin somewhere. So ah, and then we have Ra. Well, ain't the best Ra I ever made. It's backwards. Can't do that one. How about that one? Oh, have mercy. Oh, there you go. A Ra. And then we have a Taza, so you'll understand what that is. And because it's Hebrew, you have to write the ending of the Taza that looks like this. Like that. You know, and it doesn't have connectors. It'll show you, let's see, do we have anybody right in there? We have, okay, Kamawan. There, clap it up for Kamawan. Ain't seen you in a while, bro. Officer Kamawan. It's the road dog. But anyway, It means Aratazah means earth. Because we know Officer Shar knows that. He always reserves himself there, holding back for answers because he knows he's got to make room for people, for younger officers and young sisters to answer it, to give them confidence. And that's cool. And I appreciate that, Shar. We have earth, Aratazah. That's what that word is. Of course, over here, I kind of use this word a lot because it's kind of a self-explanatory word here. Spells easy because I use it so much. Aratazah, this means earth. And then like you have this little U means that sounds independent. So that's why you call this independent sound right there. All right, it's an independent connector. That's an independent connector. That's an independent connector. And of course, if you want to join sounds together, and we're going to get into it real quick when we show you another word here, before we get into our lesson here, we're just doing a preamble, guys. Hold on. Drink your yayan, drink your mayam and your water. You'll get into class right here. You'll see these help you to enunciate the sound. You know, I like doing this kind of class because this class right here show you the difference. Aratazah said earth. Go in, Calvin. Sis, we're gonna have to get your name. So you hang on up in class, sis. You hang on in there. Hang on, we're gonna get you in there. That go in, Calvin ain't gonna work. But we're gonna give you, you know what I'm saying, sis. We'll have to give you the name, like Kamawan got his name. You know, we're gonna give you a name. You know, like you see these names here, these Hebrew names mean something. They're built off of this language right here. They ain't built off of that one. But however, we had to learn. They have the same sounds, but you know, we can write your name in Assyrian, but we would prefer the original. I know I do. Let's put it that way, okay? So we good on that? All right. Any questions on that? You guys type them in the chat. All right, let's get rid of that here. Let's go to this word right here. An apartment board today. It's kind of damp there. Let's write this word right here. What is this word? Somebody translate and tell me what this word is. We won't get in classes. Let me see. Right here. Right there. We're going to use this other connector here. We're showing you connectors at the same time. So we also got to write this in the Assyrian language also. So we write this same word here down here in Assyrian. So we're going to do this. I'm going to write it big so you can see it there. There we go. All right. Somebody tell me what this word transliterate means. What does it mean? What is that word? Somebody write that down. Tell me real quick. It's locked. Y'all take your time and write that word here. Let me get me a drink of water here. It's locked. All right, take your time and write that. I know a couple of y'all on track with that. Kamawan especially. I know you on track. Sister Goan, Calvin. It's locked. Trying to get some water up in here. That's a yawn. Yeah. All right, what we got? We got Kamawan. He said Zerai. Hell yeah. And then let me see here. But we're getting ready to get into something that's going to require you to know both languages. That's my whole point. It's going to require we're going to You have to know this stuff, man. Wait a minute here. Okay. He said, Officer Lakamwan says Zarai. What does Zarai mean? Anybody know? By now, y'all should know what that word means. Some of y'all veterans up in here. Some people who've been in class for a while. What does Zarai mean? Tell me what that means. Tell me what that word means. Tell me what is. You told me Earth is Lakamawan. Let's see some other people. Cheech, Go, and Calvin, what that word means. Zarai. It's like you don't know? All right, that's not a problem. It means seed. Seed. See, this is the kind of seed comes from the word sperma. Sperma, or the man's sperm. That makes the children of Israel. So you can't just graduate and get in here and sit down and say, hey, man, I want to be part of Israel. Hell no. The Most High already chose his people. He chose who we are by our seed. Okay? By thy seed. That's what it is. When he started off with Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. Jacob, those 12 bloodline people that was the progenitor of Judah, Benjamin, Levi, Simeon, and Gad, and all those tribes, started off of the seed of Abraham. But Abraham had other children also. You know, who was that? He had Ishmael. That's one of them. Just to be, I think he had another one too. Ishmael was Zarai. Then the Bible says, well, you know, it's by the seed of Isaac shall thy seed be called. Hell, do we need to find that scripture? Let's find it. Hell, let's find that. Slaki. That's what it means, Lakamawan. All right. Isaac shall thy seed be called, man. Let's find that real quick here. Let's find it. I don't want to just say stuff to be saying and y'all looking at me like, I mean, what does blood get this from here? But this officer right here, we got some Bible for you. What the Bible says. What it says here. Where's my Bible? Okay. All right. Okay. Okay, that's fine. Wait a minute. Hold it, man. I'll just be patient there. Hold it. Trying to do two things at once. Okay. There it is right there. Let's there you go. Give me Romans 9 and 7 there. Let's go to Romans 9 and 7. There it is. Man, I tell you. Romans 9 and 7 up in here. And we're going to show you what this seed means here. Let's see here. Romans, I believe it's 9 and 7. That'll do it. All right. It says this. Let's read this. Not as though the word of Most High, we just say the word of God, have taken none effect. For they are not all Israel, which are Israel. Said neither, because they are the seed of Abraham, which Ishmael was. I mean, he goes off to the Arabs. I mean, the Most High gave him tribes and sent his mom off, who was, I believe, African, I believe. Hagar, she was an African. So she couldn't possibly bear the children of Israel. But Ishmael was what the Most High was talking about here. It said, neither because they are the seed of Abraham. Of course, they are the sperma or the seed of the Zarai of Abraham. Okay, but but are they the children? But in Isaac, that's the word you want to get. You want to get, in Isaac shall thy seed be called. So in other words, in Isaac shall thy Sarai. In other words, Isaac, it started right there. What the Most High was saying, in Isaac shall thy seed be called. Right there, not Ishmael. So all those what's that, Arabs and who's those people go around trying to claim that they are the children of God. The Most High said, Isaac shall thy seed be called. And you'll find that in Romans, what did I say? Salakia. Yeah. In Isaac, Romans 9 and 7, I'm sorry, shall there be seed be called. That is, they which are the children of the flesh, these are not the children of God. That means Ishmael, they're children of the flesh. Moab, children of the flesh. Ammon, children of the flesh. All those children of the flesh. But when you talk about Isaac, Sarai, and seed, that's what that word is. Okay? Zah. Independent sound. That's why it has an independent connector right there. And this is a dependent connector here when you say R and I together. That's what this R and I is. Right. If you look on our chart over there, you'll see an R and I stick up at you. You'll see it right here. Here's an R, and here is an I. I'm sorry, here's an I, and here is a R, and here's an I. So that's why we put that chart over there so you can see it. You guys have no excuse. You see that chart, big as day. So when you say Sarai, you're saying Sarai, see, Isaac. And over here, Sarai. Same thing in Assyria. You can't miss it, but that's what the Bible says. It says, for this is the word, verse 9, Romans 9 and 9, for this is the word of the promise. The Lord promised that. He promised it to Abraham, Isaac. And then he promised it to Jacob, which, it's lucky, we'll read this. Well, this is the word of promise at this time. Will I come, and Sarah shall have a son. And not only this, but when Rebekah also had conceived by one, even by our father Isaac. That's the children of Israel right there, right? That's what you want to understand. That's what you want to, matter of fact, let's clap it up for that right there. Most High was precise in Romans, the 9th chapter, about telling you who the Sarai is, who the seed is. So people, so blacks, Hispanic, and Native Indians won't be confused about who that is. You know, that's what I'm trying to tell you. You know, don't come up here with this Isaac stuff. These Muslims sit up here talking about, you know, you know, hey, the Lord didn't want you to go around there worshiping some rock, throwing it, coming down from space, and you worshiping a rock and thinking that you are the children of Israel. Nah, you Abraham's seed, but the Bible says this. Let's read it again. All right. Let's read it again. Not as though the word of God had taken none effect. For they are not Israel, which are all Israel. That's what I understand. Neither because they are the seed of Abraham, which Ishmael is, but he's not the seed that the Most High has chosen to be the chosen progenitor of the 12 tribes of Israel. That's what this is trying to say. Neither because they are the seed of Abraham, or they all the children, but in Isaac. That's why we take the time to write this word here. Isaac shall thy seed be called. Okay, all right. And anyway, hope people understand that. So let's get on to some more part of the lesson here. Let's move on. Well, I just wanted to kind of bring that out so people who just started, they'll understand when I write that word seed down, what is it saying? A lot of people get that confused. Oh, you know, other people can be part of Israel. No, nobody can be part of Israel unless they came through the seed line of Isaac. Abraham had him. Yeah, he had his sperma. Yeah, he had that. But you got to come through the seed line of Isaac, man. So let's go up here. Let's write some words up here to make a understanding. And I want you guys to see if y'all can transliterate some of these words. Let me see here. Where are we at? Y'all hang in here. Let's see. Okay. We're gonna go through, I'm gonna go through a couple languages here and want to see you guys. I want to see if you guys understand the difference, okay? All right. Yeah, there we go. Okay. And of course, we're going to write this in another language here so you guys can see the difference here, right? Let's see here. Yeah, there it is right there. Make sure, I want to make sure it's right. I don't want to guys steer you guys wrong. So pardon me if I refer back. There we go. Some of you guys, I want you guys to transliterate that and tell me what this word says. Of course, we have independent, and a dependent connector here. And over here in the Assyrian, we don't have that. Now, understand the difference. What we're doing over here is we're doing ancient. Matter of fact, let me write it. We're doing ancient up here. And then we're doing Assyrian down here. And I want you guys to understand that. Take your time. Transliterate that word. Tell me what that is. Lakamawan. You see, he understands it. Let me see what you got, Lakamawan. Let me see if you're missing something up here. Lakamawan's on the scene, boy. And go in, Calvin. You go in and kind of write the same thing. If he's see where y'all at? Y'all YouTube or let me check y'all out. Let me see where y'all is. Sure, got that in both areas. Let me see here. Okay. Okay, in that Lashawan Qadash class, we're gonna put it also in we got it in we're streaming YouTube and Facebook tonight, right? Let me see here. Let me see where it at. Let's go over here to this Lashawan Qadash here. See what I'm missing here. See what YouTube has tonight. Let's go here to all right. See what y'all got for me over there. Tell me. Let's go over here to Facebook. We got 12 comments, so that must be where we are. You said, watch it. He says, Abana. Okay, you said, All right, work with me here. Ba, na. And you stop right there. Anybody tell me what's missing here in this word? He's very, extremely close, Lakamuan. We'll let you try to correct yourself. Abana. That's what you got right there. You're missing something. Understand what you got up here. You got independent, and then you got a dependent connector up here. That dependent connector is saying something. All right. What you got? Anybody? What does this word actually say right here? So you're close. You're very close. As a matter of fact, you're just missing one sound. Right? When I go up there and put it up there, it's a ah. That ah. I'll make the A look a little better. It's Abba Nawa. And Nawa is a possessive adjective. In this case, it's a possessive proper noun, really. It's called Abba is father. Right here. And Abba is our father because that's what it is. The word Nawa means our. So we say our father because that's what the Most High is to us. It's supposed to be to the 12 tribes of Israel, whether you like it or not, whether you claim it or not. He's fitting you for the kingdom. So endure your test. But when you say Abba Nawa, you're saying Abba. 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 Then you're saying Nawa. Nawa. So it's easy to see. The contrast is this. In the ancient Hebrew, you have connectors. And these connectors tell you the sound, and they put them together, man. That makes it so much easier. When I see that, I can spell the word easier. Because if I had just left you up here with just this Assyrian, then it would be hard. It would be rough. It's very hard. You get that, Lakamawan? You got Abba Na. You left off the wa. Nawa. Why not? Because na and then that's na and then wa. You don't cut off the a right there because you have a connector right here. I understand why you would want to do that because you think that's a rule, but it's not. In this case, it's spelling nawa. I got what you're saying because sometimes in some rules you cut it off and you do leave that alone. But in this case, you have to say nawa because it is a what? It means our. It's a possessive adjective or possessive pronoun adjective because father, it's just a title. It can be, we'll say pronoun or proper noun if you want to say however you want to do it. But it's our father. That's what that word means. Okay, does everybody understand that? Our father. All right. Hey, let me give you another word here. But all right, let's go. Let's go to another one here. Shalaki. I'm gonna go to a word. You guys write that down right there. Okay. What does this word mean right here? Transliterate this word, guys. Okay. And then, of course, we'll also write it in Assyrian. Something like that. There we go. There we go. And that's in Assyrian. Now, I wrote this right here. I want you guys to transliterate this word. There we go. I even put some connectors up there for you. Independent. Dependent. Maybe I need to put more room between there next time. Sorry, Slocky. All right, y'all, tell me what that is. Tell me what this word is. Look like we got most people in Facebook tonight. That's what we got. So that's what we'll use. Okay? For the most part. Transliterate this word for me, guys. See what we have. Y'all take your time. I mean, we have a word here, and I wrote it in ancient Hebrew and the Assyrian Hebrew. So just transliterate that word. Tell me what we got, because I'm showing you the contrast difference between ancient and Assyrian. Always used to say, what's easier? I was always thought the ancient is a lot easier, but you guys tell me, you choose. We have independent connector was an upside down U here. Independent connector, upside down U. Independent connector. And a dependent connector, connecting these two sounds right here. So that helps you, unless you think you want to use this Assyrian. It's the same thing, only it's written in Assyrian. And it's, in my case, in my particular, the way I look at it, a little harder. But take your time, y'all. Write down, tell me what that is. I see people just joining class. You know, we got people at work, we got people that should be checking into class right now. And of course, if you're learning, if you teach, even if you're in the Sabbath service class, and you definitely be here, because you know to read Hebrew is an essential understanding. It's an essential understanding to read. To be in Sabbath service class, you have to read this Hebrew. You can't just be out there thumbing. You know, you can't, because you have to teach people to read Hebrew. You have to learn yourself. So you have to already have to know this Hebrew. You have to kind of know, not just kind of, you got to be on the way to making this proficient part of your tongue, you know? So you should be checking in the class. You should be embracing this, asking questions. You know, Lashawan Qadash and Cyber Service class go hand in hand. They require that you learn the ancient and the Syrian Hebrew. Period. There's no compromise. All right, still waiting before I give up the answer here. Waiting on people here. Can you look? I guess you guys can see this. Yeah, you can see it. As people notice now, what we've gone through is the Lord's Prayer. We're saying Abba Nawa, that's our Father. And then, of course, what do you think this is right here? Transliterate that. Kind of like being a suspense, so hold things back a little bit. But you can see right here, you see a sound right here. These same sounds. Underneath them, you'll see their same sound, but they have different characters written by them. And this doesn't have any connectors. Up here have all the connectors. I'll space it out on the next word. Okay? What we got here? Okay. Shah. By. I'll as a matter of fact, let me the word is Shah. Right there. Ba. Shabbat. You see it. Shah. Right? Shah, ba, shah, ma. And over here, yam. Mayim. I see a word in there, right there. What does mayim mean? Anybody? There's a word embedded in this word. It says Shabbai Shemayim. What does it mean? So you're saying our Father, Abba Nawa, Shabbai Shemayim. And I'm writing it in two different languages up here. Overwhelmingly, people should automatically say, oh, well, Shabbai Shemayim simply means the heavens. Right? Because heavens consist of what? Mayams. When you drink a glass of mayam, that's what's up in the heavens. That's why I put that word down there. So right now, so what does heaven mean? I mean, what does mayam mean? Sorry, block it. I mean, people out there drinking it right now. You're drinking yayan, which is wine. So what's mayam? Okay. Mayam. Water. Because that's what's in the heavens. So when you say our Father, which is in the heavens, I mean, he's in light years away from us, man. But that's what's up there. Everything up there is waters. The clouds up above us, the waters. That's one heaven. This earth, beneath the earth, another heavens, nothing but water. There's water everywhere you're looking around, and you get past that, you got nothing but waters and atmospheres and heavens and gases and H2Os up there too, you know, heavens. Mayam. Shabbai Shemayim. Okay? Shabbat Shemayim simply means the heavens. So when the Lord said, our Father which art in heaven, that's what he's saying, all right? And that's what you see in this word here. Shah, that's a Shah. Ba, Shah. Ma, Yam. That means the heavens. When you say Yam, you just made it plural. That means more than one heaven. So that's plural. So that's why we say Yam. That's what that S means. Yam. Here it is right here. Yam. In Assyrian. Make sure you guys write that down. If you take good notes, you'll be telling me next week what this means. And that's what I want you to do. Okay? That makes sense? All right. Let me see here what we got in the chat. I don't know if I missed anything. All right. And of course, you want to join class, just put it up there and I'll invite you to the chat, of course. But anyway, let's erase that. Let's move on. I just want you guys to get a contrast. I may not go over the whole Lord's Prayer here. I just want you guys to get a contrast here so you'll understand. Try to get a little bit of all the class. Matter of fact, I may move on to something else here real shortly. Okay? As a matter of fact, let's do that. Let's move to the, but you guys got a contrast. You now understand the difference between ancient and the Assyrian writing, okay? That's important. All right? Let's find out here what that means. Let's get everybody a little bit in detail here. So let's find out. So if I say, let's go back to the earth. Let's go back there for a second. If I were to say, here. Let's see here. Yeah, let's go here. Here we go. Let's go here. If I were to say, if I want to say the heavens, how would I say that? If I want to say this word, the heavens. Right there. Slide. Yeah. Right, a little bit more needed here. I want to say the heavens. I mean, how would I say that? If I said, I don't want. Let's say this. What if I was going to say this? The waters. We just had this on the board right here. How would I say that? I already know that's Mayam. So how would I say the waters? How would I say that? Anybody? You have to put something in front of that to make it say the. So what is that? And that would be called what? In this case, it would be called a preposition. A preposition. Right here. So we say ha. Hamayam. Okay. The waters. All right. That's what ha means. The waters. All right. And of course, if we had fish in the water, we'll say in the waters. So how will we say in the water? How would I say in the water? Well, you can use this word like you use any other word. You can interchange it, right? So ha is the. What about in? Right? You would say ba. Okay? Like that. And of course, how you spell it, you guys know how to do that. As a matter of fact, I'll spell one out and see if you guys can handle that one right there, okay? What if I said from the waters? What if I did this? What if I want the word from? Like we pulled him from the water, man. We pulled this fish from the water. You know, big long bass, a crappie, something that something that you can eat, or bluegill. Not no shark, no crap like that, right? All right. So if I want to say from the heavens, right? I mean from the waters, I would say ma. Okay. All right. Seems weird, but that's what it is. Okay. All right. So y'all understand that. Of, it's just like of or from, but of the waters. It's like of, and you say mayam. All right. Like that. So that's what you're gonna have. These will be prepositions. Ha mayam, ba mayam, ma mayam. Okay. Let's see if we can get another one up there. Well, yeah. Okay, you guys understand that. And then of course, if I was to write well, we didn't get to that. Anyway, this is just a little bit so you'll understand when you're writing down prepositions, they come before the word here. And of course, there are a few more, but this is just a good example. Ha, ba, ma. Of course, we have. Let me see what else we got here. We have ba is in, of course. We have is I or am. We have wa is and, and then we have ya is he, or we have ka is as or like or kawa, okay, or like the waters, kawamayam, like the waters, or something like that, right? So let's move on from that. But you guys understand that, and prepositions have their own unique way of writing. Okay. All right. That's just a little example. Of course, you have more of them, of course. And of course, if you want to know, well, when you wrote nawa, well, where does that come into play? Well, nawa means hour, right? Hour. Let's explore that for a second here. Nawa is hour, and nawa, okay, is a possessive adjective. All right. So when we said it simply means hour, if you want to use it in this case, that's what we want to write. So we want to write hour, nawa, okay. All right, and we have some more. We have a few more possessive adjectives. We can say, I want to say my or me. Okay. All right. Then you want to say ya. Like that. Okay. So when you say Abba now, you're saying Abba Father. Or you want to say me or my, you want to say ya. My father, you want to say ya, not ya, Abba. Instead of saying Abba Nawa, our father, you want to say Abba Ya. Because then that would be my father. It's possession, it's showing possession. That's what this word is trying to do right here. So let me write a little better here. It's trying to say possession. Possession. I believe that's right. Oh, that ain't spelled right. Yeah, possession, right? So our nawa, my, you want to say my father, so you want to say Ava, which means father, and you want to say Yah, like that, my father. Or if you want to say our father, of course, you say Abba, 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 Nawa. Let's write maybe another couple more there so you'll understand what possessive adjectives are, right? We'll move on to there, right? Let's see. Well, what if you said her father? Then you want to say ha. That's her father, man. Like her earthly father, not our Father in heaven. So you want to say Abba, Abaha. That would be her father, because it's showing possession. That's her dad. If you want to put it that way, because I understand. All right. Of course, our is Nawa. You want to say your father is Kam. You want to say your. Let's put it over here. Or we can say your water. We can say Mayam. Mayam. Mayakam. Your waters. That's your water, right? That's for a male. Of course, that's a masculine. And it's plural. But if you want to say feminine and plural, you say Khan. Like that. And you can use these interchangeable other words. But it's still saying, in the essence, it's still saying your. Right. It's still saying your. Like that. Okay. Put it down here a little bit. Feminine, plural. And so if I want to say your water, then we say Mayam. Mayakam. We say Mayakam. Like that. We just take that in off there. Mayakam, Mayakan, Abaha, Abaya. What I said it. Yes, you. Yeah. You and your. Yah is me and mine. Then we say, what did I say? Yah. Yeah. Okay. And of course, if you want to say ha, that's for her. That's what that means. You want to say her father. Or you can say, in this case, you can say water, her water. Would it say Maya? Mayam, Mayaha, Mayakam, Mayakan, Abaya, Abaya. Abaya would be, if I use, let's say here, Yah, that's me or mine. So block it. Oh yeah, and of course, Yeah, we got it written down here. But instead of saying our Father, we'll say my water. My yum ya. Sparking. Go ahead and put that there. My yum come. My waters. Plural. All right? Possessive adjective. And of course, you can go on and on with those. You can say a few more things about it. But I just wanted to get you guys brief with the understanding that possessive adjectives show possession when you want to write that. You just got to know what to put at the end of it. And of course, they always will go at the end. And then, of course, you want to write prepositions that what we had on the previous board here. Those go in the beginning. All right, let's write. Let's see. Let's see here. Let's go and put down. Okay, let's see where we're at. Let's put down some understanding of how to write numbers, because it's kind of like a conglomerate of class right here. I see people, checking in, checking out right here. So let's write this word out here. Let's write, because see, when you write numbers, you got to understand, you have to, in Hebrew, it's the first numbering system, the first understanding of how to write a number ever. That's what the Most High gave us, because He chose us, royal priesthood, man, all the way back from Adam. So when we write the number systems of Hebrew, we would write, let's put this down right here, numbers. Right there, okay? Like I said, you got to get in class and learn this Hebrew, man. You can't teach Hebrew class unless you get in class and understand. You can't even understand it unless you get in here and figure it out. All right? And just like when you're learning and it carries over to Sabbath services, that's what those classes are for. They teach actually Hebrew, really. That's why we read the Tanakh. Everybody in that class should know what we're talking about here in Hebrew. So when you got the number 1, you have the number like this. Kad. That means the number 1 in Hebrew. Of course, if you can write from 1 through 10, then I can take you all the way to 1,000. And of course, you go to 1,000, you go to 10,000. Because you already know 10. Like they say in the duodecimal system, in this white man's language, or I'm Slocky, in the oppressor's language, Akkad. Here we go. Akkad. Then we have what? See if anybody can guess. It starts with the Shah. Tell me what this is. I'll start it off. Tell me, what's the number 2 in Hebrew? See if y'all can remember. We'll give you a little bit of time. Give y'all a little bit of time right there in the Hebrew. What do y'all got? Tell me. In the Hebrew, we want to know what the number 2 is. Everybody speak up at the same time. I know y'all there. I don't know where y'all come on back. Was last week I had y'all on another channel here, so we got you. Let's see where you at. Okay. All right. In the Hebrew, we have one, akkad, and then we have shanya. Like this. Shan, slash. Ya. There we go. That's what it means. It means 2 in Hebrew. Okay, and of course, if you want to say 2 twos, you say shanayim, but that's a whole other thing. We'll get to that in a second here. So what, anybody remember 3? So it actually starts the same way, sha. We're gonna try to count to 100 here. You guys hang in here. I don't want to put it in Hebrew because I guess I can't put some of them in Hebrew. Let's see. We have Kamawan, Goan, Calvin. Who else we got? She got Shalom there, right? Got you. Goan, Calvin. She's still in class. Anyway, akkad 1. Shanya, write these down. Also the common one, write them down, because if you haven't been in class in a while, this will help you when your Sabbath services classes, when you teach, or when you participate as one of the officers that I can assign to you. All right, akkad, shanya, okay, shalash. Y'all write this down. Okay, but that's what it means. So in other words, if I were to spell some of these words, it would look like this. Shah, I'm gonna write it in ancient Hebrew. Shah, then I'm gonna write la, shah, la, and then I'm gonna write an sh again. Shah, like that. So for the sake of going Calvin, this word right here, these are connectors. I'm gonna write this, okay? Let me show you. Sha, that's this. Sha. La, that's right there. If you see the la up there, if you look real close at that board, because that's why I magnify the board as much as I can. And if you put la and sha together, you have lash. Lash. That's what this is, lash. And I'm trying to take the time so people can see that, like 2 years ago teaching class, really. But this is what people just checking in, learning how to speak this. These are independent connectors. Let me take the time to write this down. This upside down U equals an independent connector. I'm gonna write all that down so you guys can see that. Okay? And of course, that's what this is right here. This upside down U. When you see that under a word or under a letter, that's what it's trying to do. It's trying to make that sound by itself. So when you see sha, that's what it's trying to say right there. Sha. But, however, that being said, Goan Calvin and other people that's checking the class, when you have a la and a sha, and you have a u there, like this, that is a dependent. They depend on each other to make a sound. And that's the best way I can explain that. So it's dependent connected. Right there, just like that. Slide. There we go. So when you see, too big there. There we go. When you see this upside down U and this U, they tell you what to do with these sounds. Do I connect them? Do I join them? Do I not join them? That's what it means. So independent. So the sha by itself, sha. Just like you said, sha up here. Well, actually, really, that's shun. Yeah, but that's all nothing. Sha, and then you have lash. You want that one sound. That's why we write connectors, and that's what that's it. To depend on each other. Those two sounds depend on each other to make a sound. So we say shalash. You understand that? Go in. If you understand that, so put up there con, sir, or con, or something. Let me know that you understand, because I know if I'm teaching it to you, or do you have any questions? That's my point. Do you have any questions on that? Go in. I know Lakamawan, I know you understand. But anybody looking into the chat, if you understand what connectors are, and I'm kind of graduating it back to this so people understand. When you write stuff down, sometimes people don't understand what it is. But I'm writing the number system, and I'm saying akad, I'm saying shanya, and I'm saying shalash. You want to know, well, what? It helps you to understand what these words mean, how they're written, what in the world, what they mean, just how to write it. So if you understand it, then let me know, signified, let me know some sort of way, okay? But anyway, so independent connector. Now we'll move on. If you understand it, I'll just erase that. If you have any, I took the time to write that because I know sometimes people kind of wonder, what did he mean by that? And they don't say anything. So I took the time to write that. Okay, number 4 in Hebrew. I'm kind of writing this number system because it's a good way to teach connectors. It's a good way to teach beginning classes along with people. It's kind of hard sometimes. It all depends on how you guys are doing. Is how I run the class. In this case, shalash. So we have this one. We have a word called ara. Arai. Ba. Ara. I think it's like that. Araba. Yeah, that's what it is. So long since I wrote this, I forgot it. Ra. Ba. So you have 1 is a kad, shanya is 2, 3 is shalash, araba is 4. So if we write araba, in teaching you here, we'll say ra right here, and then we have by. Now we're going to use that I sound right there, like that. Ra-ba. And this is what we're doing right here. We're coming way over here, and we're saying ah. I don't know if you guys can see that. Yeah, we're saying ah. That's what this is, ah. Then we're saying ra. That's what that is, ra. I mean, I know you guys can see this because I can see it all the way from the board myself. Okay, that's that ra right there. Okay, and this is, of course, the ancient language. I'm using that because it's easier to teach in, right? And then we have by. So we say ba, and we don't need the a in this case because it's followed by an I. So you say by, or it's followed by a vowel in this particular case. That's like a rule, but that's what it is.
Now that goes back to the connectors that I just had wrote on the board. Rabbi. Rabbi. So you have, well, I need to put a, I need to put an H on there. So like, boy, I tell you. There we go. Caught myself there. Sloppy. That's the correct spelling of it. Sloppy.
Sloppy, okay?
So we say because that's the sound. Looks like that. AH. That's what it says on the board in the far right-hand corner up there next to the ancient. Then you said Ra. Well, you have to use that again. So that's the Ra is way over here. It's like the, since there are 22 characters, and that would be the, 19? I mean, 20, 21? 20, I'm sorry. The 20th. The 20th character, Ra. Then you have Ba, as in the second character. But you have to drop this here. Because if you didn't, you'd have Arabaya Ba'i, like Arabia or something. But you don't need that. When you follow vowel like a I or a vowel sound, like that I, then you can drop the right there. So you just put them together, like we're doing right here. And that's what this U says. This U says, this U right here, believe it or not, this is what I want you guys to understand. This U, or this upside down U, looks like it's a U, you know. That's what the best I can explain it, like a U. It joins these two sounds together. By. That's what this is right here. And I'll dash it right here so you guys can see it. It joins those two sounds together. Arabai, which makes the fourth of the number system. That's what that word is. Arabai. All right. Let's see. Any questions here? If any people understand that. That's important. It's important to understand these. Yeah, there we go. Okay, Arabai. All right, and I'm trying to get you to see this is how you write. And then what you want to do at home, we got people sometimes checking in all the way from, like in this case, Sumter, South Carolina, the Commonwealth. We have people that don't check in, but we know they're viewing all the way from California. We have people all the time call me and tell me, hey man, I enjoyed your class. So this is what we want to do. Arabai, you need to understand. That's the reason why I go to the point of taking this and saying it, because people need to understand what this really means. Like I said, to reiterate again, in Hebrew, you got independent sound. Sounds on its own. A-H. The first Hebrew character, Abba Gada Awazakatayeka. La. Manasa Ipatasa Kwalashata. Then you have Ra. 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 Independent sound again. So you have then you have Ra. Like that. Then you have By. Well, now, by itself is not a sound on the chart, but I want to make that sound. So if I want to make that sound, I got to use a ba like this. Let me just break it down to you. Ba, then I got to use an I. But I don't want to say ara ba I. The rule is, so I just simply drop this right there and come up with by. Now, if it was after that, that'd be a different thing. That's a whole nother lesson. But simply because this ba is followed by this, what I call a vowel. Some people don't, but that's what it is. You drop that off. You just say ba. And that's what this dependent connector. It says, since these sounds are going to depend on each other, I'm going to put a U under it. And that U is called a dependent thing. This is something that the Lord gave us long time ago. Of course, through Adam. You know, Adam named animals, trees, And the Lord gave him some intelligence, brought him out of the dust. What do you expect? Adam, pulled him from the dust, man. That's what that means. It didn't mean that Adam came and he formed him like he did some putty or clay or something like that. He simply gave him knowledge, man. That's what when you pull a man out of the dust. He gave him knowledge. So Adam came up with this. I'm simply just, by the time it gets to Kazakh Park, teaching Lashawan Qadash in Greenville, South Carolina, it comes out like this. I'm just doing what my forefathers told me. Men above me showed me by way via Adam. All right, let's write 5. All right, let's see. I don't know if people remember what 5 is. I believe it starts with this right here. Like that. Kamash. Okay. All right. Kamash. Let's see how will we spell that. How will we, if we were going to spell that. Yeah, there we go. If we would have spelled Kamash just straight out, kind of use, like I said, I'm using the number system, the illustration to teach people who have not run across the system of Hebrew before. So we would say, let's just write it over here. Kamash. Ka. There's a ka over there, so you want to write ka like that. The first thing you want to do is come over to the chart and you want to say, oh, that's a ka. Right there. Ka. That's because that's what this word is. I mean, that's what the sound is, like it. Ka. And then you want to say ma. You can see the ma. You can see the ma right there. You can see the M. That's what this is. Kind of breaking it down slowly. Ma. That's what this is. Ma. So people can understand it. Right there. Ma. Okay? And then you want to write sha. That's way over here. Sha. Okay? So we say, just like it sounds, but we want to put all of this under one sound. Now, how do we do that? If people look it in, if you pay attention to Hebrew class, this will teach you. It's really not that hard, okay? Ka-mash. Ka and then mash. It's as simple as that. Like mashed potatoes, mash. You want these two sounds to ring out, to resonate. And that's a good way of putting it. Right? To resonate. The mash. It means fire. So we might as well put a dependent connector there. That's what that U is. Remember that dependent connector? Because these two sounds depend on each other to make one sound. One sound. Mash. Like you would say mash. But in Hebrew, we don't say ah. We say ah. So it's mash. Ah. Everything and of course you say, well, what about the A over here? Kazakh Park? What about this A right here? I mean, when you say Shah, like that, what about it? We want to say Kamasha. We want to say Kamash, not Kamasha. So we drop that R. Now we don't need it. That's a rule. So we say Mash. What does it sound like? Kamash. That's what it sounds like. Same way when you say Shalash. You drop the A or the Ah. I'll say A or Ah. So Kamash, right? And that's what this is. Kamash. Like that. Of course, if you were writing that in Assyrian, it would look like, what does a ka look like? A ka look like this. Ka, like that. And of course, you have a ma. It's not occurring at the end, so we draw a natural ma right there, just like that. And then we draw a sha, like that. Like this. Okay? Well, problem is with that. Well, yeah, that's good enough. Kind of going up in the air there. I'm sorry. It's like Kamash. Yeah, I can do better than that. We'll put it down here where it belongs. Let's say right here. Like that. Almost look like this W looking thing, but one joins at the corner there. You can see it up there on the chart. You can see the difference right there. Okay, so you have Kamash, right? Okay. So I'm trying to teach people how to write this. They're like, you'd be surprised how many people who are writing this for the first time. Because if I get into detail without knowing this, then you'll be this kind of lost. So that's why we wrote this. Kamash. We'll write a couple more and then we'll conclude the matter. We still have a Kamawan, Joan Calvin, I believe Shar, a few other people. Class, let's see. 6. Well, let's see. The next week we're going to go over some tenses. I think I'll go over the future tense. I haven't gone over that in a while. We went over the present and the past. We'll go over future tense next week. Get a little bit more enlightened than that. Then we briefly went over the prepositions and the possessive adjectives just a little bit. When you say 6, you're saying the word shasha. That's easy to write in Hebrew. Sha. It's like that. Shasha. Okay, well, how do you write that in Hebrew? Well, that's easy. We say sha. So you have independent sound. That makes sense now? Yeah, that's upside down used because they're making a single sound, independent of each other. Sha. No, we're not saying sha. I mean, I can't even put them together if I wanted to. But that's what this is saying here. This is saying that I'm making these two sounds independent of each other. And that's what these upside down U's look like right here. Okay? All right. Let's see what we got here. We got time for, we got a little time here. So we got 7. We'll leave it in here. Starts with sha, like that. Anybody know what 7 means? Put it in the chat. Surprise me. Sha. Starts with a sha. Give you guys a few seconds here. And so far in the Hebrew number systems, of course, I'm just using these for illustration. And that way you can understand at least the 10. I think we'll be able to write all 10 here. I just really want you to get the spelling of these and learn independent connectors and dependent connectors for beginners so you can understand what these words are saying here. Akad, Shan Ya, Shalash, Oh, that's a messed up end if I've ever seen one. Let's do this right. Wonder. How about that? Shalash. Ara by. Ka mash. That's what we get. Ka. Then you join these two sounds together. Now we said sha sha. Now we're up to number 7. We only got 3 more to go here. So we say Shabbat. Shabbat. Or Shabbat or Sabbath or something like that. You can say it like that. Shabbat, okay? And I'm not going to erase anything off the board because I want you guys to write those. And I'm not going to write Shabbat, I can, but I think people now got the idea how this thing sounds. All right, then we're going to write, I'm going to have to write it down at the bottom because this one, Shama Wana, takes a while to come out of your mouth, though. So we say Sha, Shama, Wa, then we say Na. Like that. That means 8. So we got a whole lot of things going on right there. So when we say Sha, it's like Sha Ma Wa Na. Sha Ma Wa Na. And if you look at how it's spelled, you put that ha sound out there. Because you say na. If you didn't, it would say Shama Wa. You couldn't make the H sound. It's not Shama Wa Na. It's Shama Wa Na. You have to put the H sound on it. Shama Wa Na, like that. It's like that's how you can know this is the original language, because the way we write things, people adopt. We're the salt of the earth, man. We're the beginning. We understand what words should be, because we wrote it. All right, let's write 9. Let's see if we got room here to write 9. 9. Let's see. Shamawana. Then we'll write 10. See, what is 9? Akkad, Shemya, Shalas, Arabah, Kamash, Shah, Shabbat, Shamawana. And then we have, of course, we have this one. I think of 9 or something. If anybody know what 9 is, I gotta think of it myself. No lie. Wow, I'll look it up. I'll tell you in a second here. I just about forgot it. Okay, here it is right here. Can't believe I forgot that. Slock. Oh yeah, the shot. Oh, that person. The shot, like that. And with these, and of course, we're not gonna be able to go too much further. But with these 10, we can go on further. For instance, if I was to write 11, what do you think 11 would be? 11 would be a Akkad Asherah, because that's 11 plus 1. So if I say 11, and then in Spanish, you would say once, because that's all it's really doing. But that's what we, I think in Korean it would be like Ili Sam Sao Yu Chopakusil, or Hanando Set Net Dasa, Aho Yaho Yul, something like that. But in this case, this is Hebrew.
These are other people's language. They copy off us, the start of the earth, right? So we say, I'll say, Akkad, Asherah. Okay? And of course, and so on and so forth. If I was going to say 12, I would say Shanya Asherah, right? Until we get to 20. So this is like 1 plus 10. That's 1 plus 10 equals 11. All right. So what do you think? And of course, 12. Let me see. Yeah, that's right. 12 is Shanya Asherah. And then, of course, what if I was going to write 20? Anybody know? We'll give you before we get out of here. How would you write 20? Anybody? What do you think 20 would be? Well, wouldn't be too much difference when you think about it, because you're writing you're saying 10 plus 10. So 10 plus 10 is like, instead of saying Asherah, Asherah, you just want to, why not make it plural? Why not just say Asherah 10 like this? Asherah. And who knows how to make something plural? We just wrote it in our possessive adjectives. In the plural sense, we say yam. And everything is usually masculine, so we don't have to say yan. This is masculine. So asharyam. Asharayam. Asharayam. It's 20. And so on and so forth. 21 would be Akkad Asherim. Shanya Asherim. 22. And 23, Shalash Asherim. Because this now saying 10 twice. That's what you just said. Why? Because you made it plural. You just told it to be plural right here. You just possess that word and say, Asherayam. You said, all right, what is that? That's the masculine form, which we use mostly anyway. The masculine form, yam, Asherayam, 10 plus 10. That's what you're really saying. That's what you need to know, okay? Any questions in class so far? And of course, I'm not going to get to 100, but if you did, you would take it all the way and you would say Asherayam. And you would say 21. You would say 30. You would say Shalash Yam. Plural. Just make it plural. Arabai Yam. Okay. Kamashyam. Shashayam. Shavayam. Shamawanayam. Vashayam. Asherayam. Oh, well. Sorry, you already been there. 9, we get to 9, 90, Slakia. Now we want to say 100. Who out there knows what 100 is? That's a whole nother thing, and I'll give it to you. So here it is. When you say 100, you're saying Ma'ah. That's all you're saying. Ma'ah. Want to say 200? Say Mayayam. 300? Ma'ah.
Shalash ma'ayam. That's 3, and then of these hundreds. Ma'ayam. This case is ma'ayah 100. But 300 is ma'ayam. That's all you got to do. And we started, it is something intriguing how the Most High gave us the system of how to write. And everybody in the world copied off us, man. Hey, listen. Why? Why they copy off us? Because we the salt of the earth. That's why. That's the reason why. We saw we got the swagger, man. We got it, you know. We're the ones who made that's Adam. Adam had that, boy. He had it going on. We're the ones who make the NFL right. Okay? The basketball league right. We're the one Mike Tyson make the boxing. And who's that? Tiger Woods, golf. Let's not forget, knock 'em out artists. Mike Tyson. We're the salt of the earth, man. That's why everybody copy off us, right? No different than the number system, right? No different. We're the ones. We got the swag. You know, we got all that. And a lot of people try to copy off that, and they can't. They try. But we have that. We understand that. We know what that means to be the salt of the earth, right? Let's see if we can find that in the Bible here before we close out here. I believe it's, what is that, Matthew? Let's find out here. The Bible says this when he's talking to his disciples, man, who we are. The 12, the Zariah, the seed, Zerah of Abraham by way of Isaac and Jacob. Okay? The Bible says Matthew 13, ye are the salt of the earth. That's why we know what we're doing. That's why we have the swag. That's why the Most High, it wasn't an accident that he came down here and gave the Isupk, the Israelite School of Universal Practical Knowledge, under commanding General Hunter. That's why he gave us the understanding of who we are, because we had lost it, man. In 1969, the Most High made sure we knew, just like the Dark Ages, man, when everybody knew who we were, and then we were lights put out, man. And these heathens, man, Most High chose our way that we would be put under. He did that. And we may bring that out in the Sabbath service tomorrow. Ye are the salt of the earth, but if the salt have lost its savor, wherewith shall it be salted? It is this good for nothing, but to cast it out and to be trodden on the feet. Who is salt of the earth? The 12 tribes of Israel. If you're Black, Hispanic, and Native Indians, this is your language. These are your number system. That's your Hebrew understanding, the ancient and the Assyrian in this chart right here. Then when you say, when we use this ancient and this Assyrian, everybody on earth is copied off of us, because we're the salt of the earth, man. That means as a matter of fact, you go to some of these restaurants here and you walk out there looking like frown on your face. What the hell is it? The Lord said, we brought it out in one class, I think it was Exodus, maybe, I can't remember. It says, make sure you use salt to season things, the right texture, the right understanding of how to use salt, or how to use it. The salt of the earth, because we understand it, man. Season it. Make it right. So when we do something, be as prolific as you can. And ISBK, that's what we teach. We teach Blacks, Hispanic, and Native Indians our true, I pray you understand. That's what I'm saying. We teach them the truth, man, right here. So that's why, under Commander General Yohana, we are the salt of the earth. And everybody else copies off us. They come back to us. And how do y'all know that? Because it was meant. This Bible is our roadmap. It's for us. As language is for us. This Lashawan Qadash, which means holy tongue, it is for us. It's our language that the Most High gave us, man. You know, let's clap it up for class, guys. Let's clap it up for class. So if you have any questions, just hey, Kazakh Shapar, go on Facebook and talk to me if you need in class. Put in the chat. I always look through there and see what's going on. But we're letting you know from week to week how we go through class, and people. We try to hit a lot with the beginners. We try to hit a lot with the understanding of what this is. So you guys look on the board, you write that down. Let's close class out here so people can understand a little bit more about their heritage and their writing of their language. We're going to close class out though, okay? All right? All right. Give some security announcements here, right? Yeah, there we go. We are the Isupk start off 1 West, 125th Street, Harlem, New York. Rule for the new brother and sister. When a brother or sister comes to the school, they are off limits for 6 months. They are to be saluted only. They are here to shed themselves with the world. If they need transportation, the teacher will arrange it. After 6 months, if their brother or sister has an interest in a particular person, he or she must get permission from the head to speak to the brother or sister. There's another 6 months in which the brother and sister will court each other. After this 6 month period, the brother and the sister will get permission from the head to marry. Tithes, which is a commandment, Numbers 18 and 21, Malachi 3, 8 and 10. It means 10th in the Hebrew, Ma Asherah, of Asherah, the 10th. 10% of every penny increase the Lord gives you, or Yahweh gives you. Give to the Treasury Department of Teacher, the priest fund, free will offering for the priest. Not mandatory. Whatsoever amount you would like the upholy convocations, we're going to show you here. The next one is going to be, we're going through April. What's going to be in September here, it looks like. The memorial of blowing of trumpets, look like. Right. Friday the 15th, September 23rd. That's the first day of the 7th month. Friday the 15th, September 2023. It's like it. Leviticus, let me start over. Memorial blowing of trumpets. The first day of the 7th month. 15th day, September 2023. Leviticus 23, 24, 25. Okay. All right. Then we'll have we're going to remind Akim and Akwaf to check the bulletin board in the hallway. If anyone wants to be a troop in the school, to start wearing all black boots, shirt, pants, and headbands and scarf. And we're going to salute out to our brothers. Mam Shabbat, Magid, Barak, Yahweh Shem Yahushua Barak, Yah, Barak. And then we're going to face the sisters. Mam Shabbat, Magid, Yahweh Shem Yahushua Yahushua, Yazamatah, class dismissed.